Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and for make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, I. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, and sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. I. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, you might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good morning, and welcome to the Red Berry Revolution this morning. America has done it again. What is it? They have broken the rules they set for everyone to live by. Yes, another illegal war by the Americans. The proxy war has now ended. For decades, Iran and America has been at it with their various proxies. America proxy is Israel and Saudi Arabia and Jordan. Iran proxy is Hezbollah, Hamas, and Houthi, and various others. That is all over. The direct confrontation between the Americans and the Iranians get underway last night. If you never know, the belligerent, narcissistic Donald Trump has launched an attack on Iran last night. This will not go down well. This is a global war that is going to have ripple effect for all of us. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Global Television. This morning, we'll be looking at Dr. Tufton, PR-ism rather than saving lives. So we have a lot to juggle and fumble through this morning. So welcome, one and all. Prime Minister, good morning. How are you? Do you enjoy speaking to bushes and branches and asphalt, pavements and potholes and all of that? But we will look at you, Prime Minister, because I don't know what it looked like. The Prime Minister is speaking to everything bar labor rights, because it would be labor rights to expect to turn up in it to hear the Prime Minister speak his whatever he's speaking. We really don't know. But nobody not turning up, Prime Minister. Nobody is turning up. And it's a cause for concern and your wholeness. So when you hit the road, you just a buck up in an empty pavement and pothole, so and bad. But good morning, everybody. I'm going to just tell you one big good morning this morning, and welcome to everyone. Lovely to have you all here. Sorry about the last few days. The pain has become manageable now. On Tuesday, to do them construction work, I have after effects trauma, so never mind, it will get underway. But morning all, and welcome. Like and share the live, please. We're going to read an article for you this morning written by my editor. Yes, Global TV has a private editor who you all don't know. So this article that we're going to read this morning is written by my private Global TV editor. And we're looking at Dr. Tufton, PR-ism, and to save life. Now, you remember I told you some time ago that if we are serious to send a signal globally that we all support Abraham Churi, we must embark on a red berry revolution. Yes, I said it and I meant it. I got my entire uniform. I got my t-shirt. Churi is my president. I've got my red beret. I've also, one of my cousins run a funeral parlor in Jamaica. So, you know, we make buttons are the normal thing in funerals in Jamaica. So I get my cousin to make me a button of my president Churi that pins on my red berry. But because I wear things so much, this is normally going to pin on me. So in this whole global warfare where everybody a fight for for their independence, their assets, and everything. Where are we, black people? Where are we? Hmm? Where are we? Because we see the determination of America. This war has been in gear from the the 80s or the 70s, from after the Iranian Revolution. America is preparing for this war against Iran. Iran has been preparing for this war against America and Israel. China, come here. You have a lot to lose in this. You ought to step forward and support Iran militarily. Why? Because, to say China, there is a global expansionist piece of this war that is targeted at your economy, China. Because, to say, put aside the billions you have in Iran in investment, put that aside. Your economy heavily depended on the Iranian oil. If there's a regime change, if the regime falls, which it will not, but let's use the if is China, you have an almighty lot to lose from this. Because the Americans, particularly Donald Trump and his hissy fit, wants to slow down the Chinese economy. China not getting the oil supply from Iran, if everything goes fail, then your economy is targeted here in the extension of this war. So you are under a duty. You have an economic interest, China, in this war. America has no interest other than its aggression and its pariahism. America and Israel must be stopped. Iran must get the support from BRICS and the global south to stop China and to stop Israel and America. This is an illegal war. Donald Trump, the Democrats, even though the Democrats are the ones who really want this war, but the Republicans, the MAGAs who are against this war, should move to impeach Donald Trump. Donald Trump must be impeached. This is an illegal war. This is an attack on another nation. This is threat to kill a leader which is illegal, on the United Nations. The American International Organization has not uttered a word that a United States president has threatened the president of another country with assassination. The United Nations, the American International Organization, they who call themselves the UN, has not uttered a word, but Donald Trump must be impeached forthwith. And this must be led by the Republicans who are against this illegal war that Donald Trump has started in order to rattle Netanyahu feathers. But this will not go down well. And it is not going down well for Netanyahu, isn't it, Bibi? It's not going down well at all. Because, to say, you, Bibi Netanyahu, who like to boast on your genocidal achievements, you, Bibi, has made it illegal for journalists, vloggers, Israelis to put out images of the Israeli skyline. I wonder why, Bibi. You could win the war, and you don't want the world to see how well Bibi is doing. Bomb them, Iran. Bomb them. Start bombing Jordan. Start bombing Saudi Arabia. Start bombing Egypt. Start bombing American bases across the territory. This is a holy war. Declare Iran a holy war on America. It is what it is. It is what it is. Declare a holy war on America. The Houthi must now join. The Hezbollah must invade from the north. Bomb every ship. Close shipping lane. Yes, we, the global community, are going to feel the effects of it. Yes, so what? There are bombs at the moment, American and Israeli bombs being dropped on children. So what if we have to pay higher prices? So what if they close the shipping lane and we can't get gas, oil, and all the other goodies? Close them, Iran. Close them. This was provocation. And when there is provocation, one should act however they bloody want. If Israel think they're losing the war, why don't you show us, Israel? Show us that you're winning the war. You have made it illegal. You have made it illegal for any images to be published from the Israeli skyline. Why on earth, if you're winning a war, would you do such a thing? You have finally met your match, Israel. You have finally met your match. If God spoke about you in the Bible, God gave somebody else power to stand up to the barbaric, genocidal state of Israel, because that's what it really is. If that's what the Bible speak about, I don't want to read it. Literally. If that's the Israel in the Bible, I don't want to read about it. Doesn't make good taste, does it? Bomb them, Iran. Bomb them. Bomb them, Iran. Bomb them. America must be stopped. Israel and America, the genocidal, maniac, barbaric animals must be stopped. America and Israel cannot continue to murder children inhumanely on an industrial scale and expect us, the world, to turn a blind eye to it. Enough of America's brutality. I'm always of the opinion we will not see meaningful advances in this world under leadership of the genocidal Americans. It will not happen. So what, China? So what? TikTok movement access again. I was preparing for it this morning because I tell you all the while, under no circumstances, I am not going to comply with nobody telling me how to speak and what to speak about. It is what it is. Bombs are dropping on children. Bombs are dropping on human beings. And then you expect me to mince my fucking words? I beg your pardon. Bomb them, Iran. Bomb them. All glory to the Ayatollah. Donald Trump, the narcissist, come out this morning after bombing Iran, come declare it's now to move towards peace. Did you not hear the Ayatollah on Friday, Donald Trump? The Ayatollah, even though I'm not cuss bad word, me have to put the bad word in there. Who the fuck are you? Said the Ayatollah. That's what he says to you on Friday. When he spoke about the nuclear issue, he said, who the fuck are you? So this is war turned up. So us within the global community, we must prepare for higher prices. We must prepare for shortage of things. But don't you dare go around blaming Iran for anything, global community. Come in on a time. We don't like to suck up to powerful people. We don't like to suck up to those with the propaganda machine and the money and the big weapon can interfere. But let me not hear any of you go around blaming Iran. Hmm? Let me not hear any of you go around blaming Iran. Since the Islamic Revolution, Iran has not warred or interfered with any country on this planet. Nobody can prove that. Israel, though, America, though, the track records is there. Even the American International Security Council and the American UN Security Council has put out so many resolutions against Israel that America allow it to violate. Even the American International Organization dubbed Israel as an apartheid illegal state. This same America who tells you that you must abide by the law internationally, otherwise I'll take you to The Hague. This same America who has a domestic policy, this brutal, barbaric America who has a domestic policy that any Americans is taken to The Hague for war crime trial, we, the Americans, will invade the International Criminal Court if you try to put one American, not American president, even an American soldier, cannot be put on trial for war crime in The Hague, because there's a domestic policy in the American military. We will invade The Hague to stop you from carrying out such a trial. This same America who goes around the world and asks everybody to abide by and sign up to nothing that America signs up to, because none of these international, whatever you might call them, that America is asking you to become a signatory to and abide to. Otherwise, America will drop bomb on you or sanction your economy. America is not a signatory to them. America does not respect them. Please be minded that when the law was created, particularly by the West, it was never to be a shackle upon them. The law was created for poor people, mainly the peasants who were on the plantation, to keep them in their place. The law was created from the crimes carried out by the imperialists and the colonialists, and from their actions carried out. They created laws to stop you on the receiving end of barbarity to ever try to do what they did. Only when you study the law, you really understand. So that's it on the international rant this morning. But don't you ever dare go around blaming Iran for anything. It's one of the most peaceful nations in the region. Have it not been provoked by Israel and America, a nation with thousands of years of history that predates the West, Persia in the Bible. Even though it doesn't even consist of Iran only, it was a broader dynasty. The West has no history. John Bolton said something yesterday, and as much as I do not like John Bolton said Donald Trump has no philosophy. And that is true. This is why Donald Trump flows with the wind. If you are in politics or if you're in public services and you have no philosophy, you're a piece of brown paper. You blow wherever the wind goes. You must have a philosophy. Are you a liberal? Are you a Democrat? Are you an autocrat? Are you a theocrat? What the fuck is Donald Trump other than a drag around? If it's not Russia sticking him here, it's Bibi Netanyahu sticking him there, or his ego. So John Bolton was right when he said Donald Trump won't have a legacy because he has no philosophy. Because Donald Trump has nothing to work towards. He flows in the wind. And that's what paper literally does. It floats in the wind. It stops when the wind stops blowing. And it's lit. You have not all watched Donald Trump carefully. This is why I don't hate him, because I watch him carefully. I'm annoyed of a lot of the things he does. I don't hate him because he's destroying America, which is my greatest wish. He's destroying the American regime. It's why I love Donald Trump. He goes in hard at destruction. Keep it though, Donald Trump, to America. It is what you were elected for. It is why some of us in the global community supported you or leaned towards you, because your anti-war stance. However, Bibi Netanyahu, dick is in your mouth at the moment. But the world must prepare for a long, drawn-out, all-out war. The Ayatollah has been preparing for this for decades. And he has put himself in a very good position to the point where Israel has made it illegal to put images of the Israeli skyline out in the media. Good on you, Iran. Keep it up. Just continue going harder. Rain them down like hails in Europe. Oh, we're going to move on to the Jamaican drunkers now. Dr. Death. Hold on there. I'm trying to get a video into studio, which is not coming in at all. Because to say, on a must see and hear the Prime Minister speaking to asphalt, green leaves, anything but a crowd that the Prime Minister would have expected to turn out and say, St. Mary was a disaster when him and Bobby Montague went up there. And yesterday, again, me see in there somewhere in I think Manchester. The video is not coming in studio. I don't know what happened to my system from over there. Can I try another? Hold on. There's something wrong with my Google. I soon get to the article, but I wanted to show you the Prime Minister and his empty journey. It is becoming very embarrassing now to see how much the Prime Minister is trying and how hard he's trying to break through the nation for the name, one nation to listen to him. And what the Prime Minister doesn't understand, you mustn't try and overdo things. That's when it really gets on people's nerve, and them now want to see you anymore. Hold on there. Is this the right thing? Hold on there, my peeps. I can't remember my password, for God's sake. Was working on that video and can't get in, but never mind. Let's go to the article, because they want this, but on a must see it because they're all over TikTok and everywhere. Yesterday crowd did Tina. Ladybug, yesterday crowd did Tina. I don't know if Andrew Olness not tired of the tin crowd. Me would have tired of the tin crowd if me the Prime Minister. Nobody is turning. But even before me go to the article, me said Prime Minister and Dr. Tufton. No. 10 years ago, you all ridicule the Portia Simpson's government on corruption and all sorts of other failure. In that you promised the country what you would do for them. The country gave you the opportunity. You hijacked the country during COVID, and you've got a majority that you could have done many important legislative changes to enhance Jamaica people in order to bring prosperity, the monetary policies and all of that, the infrastructure development and all of that. We gave you 9 years as a country. The problem the Laborites are having, Prime Minister, the package you gave them to sell 10 years ago, you're asking them to sell the same package of promises again, Prime Minister. And it is hugely difficult for even yourself as the educated doctor. It is difficult for you to sell that package. It is why the loudest part of the noise going on around you at the moment, which is the hens cackling in the barn on social media. The loudest part of what is going on in the Jamaica Labour Party at the moment. The hens in the barn. It is hard, Prime Minister, for anyone to sell. Coming back to the country now, to be itemizing, Prime Minister, the failure of Portia Simpson and PJ Patterson, extending it to Michael Manley, Prime Minister. I mean, you're coming to a more educated nation than you have ever engaged before, Prime Minister. Violet Watson, thank you very much. You are coming to a more educated populace than you have ever engaged before. At the moment, Andrew Holness, when you should be itemizing your successes and your achievements over the last 9 years, it is insanity, Prime Minister, to be itemizing the People's National Party failure, or rather want nature or God to take part in the blame of your failure, Prime Minister. You cannot sell this to us. We are highly educated, Prime Minister. You really cannot sell that. No. We bought it before. Fool you once. Who are you going to fool twice, Prime Minister? So it is a hard sell. And it is why you're not getting the support anywhere. Because when we ask in the social spheres of your team, itemize the Prime Minister's success, itemize the Prime Minister's achievement, we are yet to have that itemization, even from yourself, Prime Minister. We're still getting the PNP did this, the PNP never did, the PNP did, and the PNP never did. What about the 9 years we gave you, Andrew Holness, to correct a lot of what you were complaining about in 2015? So you see why you end up at speak to asphalt. You end up. Watch the clip. Oh, for God's sake, Ladybug, don't mind. Andrew Holness, Donald Trump, and Netanyahu. You all have to understand that they're speaking out of their asses. You must be aware of that. Otherwise, you'll get confused that could that be coming out of a mouth. But if you understand that they're speaking out of their asses, then you won't really have quite much of a problem when they speak. It's a hard sell, Prime Minister. The leaves are not, even if the leaves are hearing you, I'm sure they won't. Green as they are, green, Prime Minister, as the leaves are, I'm sure they're not paying attention to you. The bad road, them, they are fucking angry with you as much as the nation and the taxi drivers are, Prime Minister. Did you all see Bobby Montague's face while the Prime Minister was chatting mumbo jumbo gibberish? And the honest party ate you, you know? They ate you because to say they have watched the slow death of their party, their legacy, and the ongoing electability of their party. Andrew Holness, them have you up. Andrew Holness is why the labor rights have sat down and said, we're not supporting him. He does not have the party interests at heart. Everything is all about Andrew Holness's pocket. And this is why it's all falling apart, Andrew Holness. And it's going to get worse. So it is going to get worse. Let us turn some attention to Dr. Death at the moment. As I said, this article I'm going to read was written by my private editor. And it's Stop the PR, Dr. Tufton, and Save Lives. And after we read the article, we'll look at the timeline, because I have the video of the timeline as well, because I see it floating around on social media, I think on Dr. Dawes' page. We'll look at the timeline of Cornwall Regional Hospital, because I hear the labor rights blaming Portia Simpson for the child and adolescents hospital that they think, or they are criticizing Portia that Portia should have completed it. Something that Portia signed off on in 2015, I believe. And then Portia Simpson lost the election in 2016. Andrew Holness have from 2016 to 2020 before COVID start. We never started. However, him starting a COVID 2021, but still the lack of progress, them turn around to blame it on COVID. So why did you start it in COVID if work couldn't go on in a COVID? Because in a COVID, the child adolescent start 2021, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Anyway, let's go to the article. Stop the show and save lives. Minister Tufton must stop hiding behind comparison from a decade ago. That excuse is tired, dishonest, and frankly an insult to the Jamaican people. This is not a PR campaign, it's about life and death. So when the minister takes to X to boast about the MRI machine and 5 CT scan, 3 mammography I don't know what the word me attack. The word, the thing where they use the mammogram. Can't call it good. And 20 digital X-ray machine in 2025. It is not a progress, Dr. Tufton. It is a stunning reminder of how dangerously far behind we are. It is not just out of touch. It is evidence of chronic failure, negligence, and incompetency coming from Dr. Tufton's leadership. For a population of 2.8 million people, even the lowest acceptable standard of a functioning healthcare system requires 36 CT scanners, 15 MRI machine, 15 mammogram unit, and 30 digital X-ray machine. These are the minimum benchmark recommended by the World Health Organization and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, for developing countries aiming to provide safe, life-saving diagnostic care. Jamaica is nowhere close to those recommendations. And yet, just as the minister once proudly paraded the infamous $31 million drill in a flashy PR stunt, we now brace ourselves for the next round of theatrics. This time, about 5 CT scanners, but the real question still stands. Where are they? Where them dead, Dr. Tufton? Meanwhile, 5 CT scanners. Meanwhile, the CT scanner at Cornwall Regional Hospital remained out of service. Why? Because the wrong UPS and the wrong air condition unit were ordered. What's good for procurement? What good for procurement? That is not just a mix-up. It is an inexcusable failure of responsibility and a clear sign of unqualified leadership coming from Dr. Tufton. When lives hang in the balance, this kind of negligence and incompetency coming from Dr. Tufton is deadly. Enough is enough, Dr. Tufton. Stop the performance. Start delivering health care Jamaicans deserve. Lives are being lost while the ministry play dress up. This is not a theater, Dr. Tufton. This is a national crisis and a national emergency. This was an article written by the Global TV editor. We are going to do another article on Dr. Tufton. Where is the money? Because you remember Dr. Tufton told us that we have raised the healthcare budget from 40 billion, I think, or 60 billion to 140 billion dollars. And Dr. Bruce told us that we are getting a -1 service across our healthcare. While Dr. Tufton PRs, when Dr. Tufton is not enriching himself, Dr. Tufton is PRing himself. Dr. Tufton is positioning himself to be the next leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, to be a future prime minister for the country. But what Dr. Tufton has failed, miserable, disgracefully, Dr. Tufton, to do in 9 years is qualified, competent, and caring selfless leadership from the Minister of Health. That is what we have not had from you, Dr. Tufton. Let us look at the Cornwall Regional Hospital timeline. Let us look at the timeline of Cornwall. In 2016, noxious fumes forced the evacuation of the hospital accident and emergency department. In 2017, February of 2017, the fumes returned, prompting evacuation of the first 3 floors. Fiberglass particles in the ventilator system were found in found to be the cause. Now on to May 2017, Western Region Health Authority, Dr. Douglas said 4th to 6th floor, including ICU and operating theaters, would be refurbished by May 30th. Full restoration was targeted for September 2018. In June of 2017, the nursery was removed to the 7th floor after nurses felt ill from the fumes. January 2018, mold was removed from 8th to 10th floor, and plans were made to move the boilers outside. March 2018, Minister Tufton said boilers relocation would take 2 weeks and full restoration was set for November at a cost of $2 billion. Why wasn't the quality Why wasn't quality air properly tested before relocating the department to higher floors? Why were environmental assessment not carried out, considering the repeated evacuation due to the noxious fumes? A poorly maintained boiler can significantly impact air quality. Why was the relocation delayed until 2018 despite being a known issue? August of 2018, the Ministry of Health appointed an oversight committee led by Professor Archibald MacDonald with a target to have the hospital fully operational by August 2019. January 2019, Tufton announced that replacement of the hospital plumbing, electrical fitting, and roof restoration would begin in a few months with a combined cost of $500 million. February of 2019, MacDonald headed the oversight committee, informed St. James Municipal Corporation that the total cost of restoration would be $3 to $3.5 billion. December 2019, MacDonald announced that the restoration would be completed by December 2020, costing $3.8 to $4 billion. He rejected call for a new hospital, citing a $30 billion price tag. Tufton's friend, Professor MacDonald, has had outstanding career in medicine and academia, but his expertise does not extend to the specialized field of infrastructure management or engineering. The best person to oversee a hospital project is a certified facility manager or a hospital engineer with experience in hospital infrastructure management. October of 2020, the committee confirmed that the completion date would delay until 2020 or early 2022 due to the pandemic, obviously. January 2021, Dr. Maurice Guy, opposition suggests that the restoration could cost 10 to 12 billion, far more than the committee estimated, but Dr. Tufton dismissed that claim. November of 2021, Tufton announced that Cornwall Regional Hospital rehabilitation would resume before Christmas, following a contract signing with M&M Jamaica at Sandals, Montego Bay. February 2022, 5.8 billion was announced as the new price tag for Cornwall Regional completion. March 2022, Tufton appointed Dr. Jeffrey East as chair of the Oversight Committee, replacing Dr. McDonald, and aim for project completion by December 2024. Tufton once again announced someone with limited expertise in hospital restoration, choosing Dr. Jeffrey East, a former senior medical officer and retired surgeon at Cornwall Regional Hospital. So you see, lack of management everywhere. May of 2022, Dr. Guy, opposition, noted in the 2022-2023 budget, set the Cornwall Regional project cost at 5.8 billion, but highlighted the 4 billion had already been spent, doubling the initial estimate. February of 2023, the restoration cost rose to 10.5 billion from 5.8 billion to cover phase 3, including rehabilitation of 10 floors, new equipment and infrastructure, complete set for March 2025. Completion set for March 25. September of 2023, Chinese firm ZDA Construction Limited was awarded a 15 billion contract last year to complete the final phase of the project. The total cost of redeveloping Cornwall Regional Hospital is now estimated at $23.5 billion. The project has been extended to March. And bear in mind, add, I think, 5 billion to this. So we are up to almost 30 billion now, which they say if you were to build a new hospital, it would be a $30 billion. We might as well spend that money because we're going to go way over 30 billion before we see a completion of Cornwall Regional Hospital. April 2025, a grand opening of the administrative block, a campaign stunt to stage progress. Cornwall Regional Project exposed profound flaws in government infrastructure management, from inadequate project planning and procurement to questionable contractors selection, and weak oversight. In December 2020 rather, Glacier Ricketts, president of the Jamaica Institution of Engineer, described the Cornwall Regional Project as the poster child of state bureaucracy project, a classic example of runaway spending on poorly scalper. With a 51-year-old hospital plagued by poor maintenance and structural damage, was renovating really a smart choice, or should a new purpose-built facility have been the priority from the start? A new purpose-built hospital might have cost more upfront, but in the long run, it could have been more cost-effective instead of government choose to patchwork fix underscore that delivering quality right-based healthcare was never the true priority of this Jamaica Labour Party regime. Remember, Dr. Bruce told us, they do not like the rich. They do not like the poor. They like nobody other than money and power. Money and power is the only thing that this governments like and respect. And when you all go to the polls, you must remember all of these. You must remember what you are voting for. And if indeed, if you are prepared to tolerate more of it, it's only you that's going to have to decide, Jamaica people. If you are comfortable to accept more promises from Andrew Holness, because he literally has nothing else other than promises. If his so-called supporters are not listening to him, then I hope our country is listening as well. Because when we sit down and we give all praises to politicians, it's only going to come back to haunt us, Jamaicans. This love affair that we have with our politicians, Jamaica, that we are afraid to call them out. We are afraid to hold them to account. We are afraid to put them to work to make sure they deliver what they promised us before we go to the polls. We rather to protect them against our interests majority of the time. You know why it is sad? What Andrew Holness is doing is because of the lack of education in our country, where a government could blatantly have failed so miserably at the very promises that he promised you. And this same very government is coming back to tell you, the people, of those same promises again. And because of diehardism, a lot of Jamaicans will vote for that same thing all over again, knowing full well there will never be any benefit. It will never come true. Because if we gave him 9 years, and in that 9 years, he hasn't managed to come up with something that he can come to us, the people, and say, look at what I have done. Look at how this has improved your life, how it has benefited you, how it will benefit future generation. After 9 years, the Prime Minister is unable to say that. And that is very miserable for the Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party at the moment. My video them is coming through now. I want to play. Let's play even though I read out the Cornwall timeline, I'm just going to play it briefly until for the Prime Minister little bit of crowd video ready. Now, Andrew, go up a little. Well, it's the video of what I've just read out of the timeline of the whole Cornwall Regional Hospital debacle. And as I've often said, the People's National Party ought to prepare themselves to complete Cornwall Regional Hospital, which is a debacle really started under the PNP, if the truth be told. Did they have enough time to do anything, or should they have started? I think they should have done something more to the mole and so on, but it started under them. So in the end, the PNP them are going to finish up what started under their watch. But the truth is, we will never see a completion of Cornwall Regional under Andrew Holness. It's not going to happen. No project. Andrew Holness, no man, Andrew no man to fix nothing. You know the amount of empty, half-finished thing Andrew Walker can open across the country? What the Prime Minister don't remember, the people and phone, Prime Minister. People and the phone, that place them where you go open the half-empty, half-done scenting them. There are people there. And people are irritated by the plain and blatant fooling of the public Prime Minister, such as the St. Thomas Marriott Bay or Urban Center, where Graham Smargan go cry. He really went for a emotional hissy fit. Graham Smargan, Prime Minister, almost cried. But we never know, say, when Graham Smargan a crying cry, him take pay for help your fool St. Thomas people. Over the KFC sign where you go lean up, the cholesterol sign, Prime Minister. That's all your government have to offer. Prime Minister, cholesterol in a health care, a -1, a substandard health care, Prime Minister. A Cornwall Regional Hospital, which you would see better health care in Gaza at the moment, who is under relentless attack from the brutal Americans and the Israelis. You would see it better if the Israelis, Prime Minister, allow a tent to function in battered Gaza at the moment. It would function better than Cornwall Regional Hospital. It really would. Prime Minister with a crowd. Big crowd. Andrew, you know shame. You know shame how you walk around and talk to dot, leaf, tree bark. Labor rights around Andrew Holness. Uno tapping eyes. Tapping eyes when crowd dead. If look when a Mark Golden sinting them. When Mark Golden are having big walk about them, look if we're seeing the asphalt. Crowd tick your ass the head. Old crowd people gonna have so much weight asphalt space. A crowd cover asphalt, you know.
The crowd, we can't push now the crowd.
What's that crowd? Who crowd? Crowd big. What's that? They play Prime Minister campaign this morning. Big crowd. Hello. Even though no still see nobody no there, Andrew bossing whole heap of people with him. And a spalling or wherever them did there, somewhere down them line there. I know the people them come out. And the people them were Andrew bossing with him. The few where Andrew can pluck up the $5,000 to pay, and the few where Andrew can buy the KFC for, are them people there. Me glad how the man turn around the camera 360. You say, what's crowd? What's crowd? Me glad him turn the camera 360 so no can't see so nobody not dead it. Even when he managed to buy KFC, people still not turn up. Because people must still name them 2 for 1.
You just saw it.
All of them people there, the few way you see there around there, it's people where Andrew Holness busting. The nation has fought, not even the nation falling out of love with Andrew, but JLP supporters. JLP supporters has fallen out of grace with Andrew Holness. Jamaica Labour Party supporters has fallen out of grace with Andrew Holness. Taking the election down to the wire, Prime Minister, goes nowhere, Prime Minister. Not an inch to save your skin. You have already done the dirty on yourself. Your style of leadership, your narcissistic behavior, all of those, your dictatorship, your corruption, your greed for self-aggrandization, everything is me, and me, and me, and me. It is what your greatest failure is, Prime Minister. You who tried to entrench and normalize corruption in our society. You who have put your wife in positions, Prime Minister, that only dictators would have done, Prime Minister. These are your failures. What your successes are, I cannot tell you. What I can tell you, though, is what your failures are. They have been laid bare in front of all of us. Because you see, your corruption and criminality, Prime Minister, is committed in broad daylight, barefacedly, shamelessly, Prime Minister, in front of the world, where you who legislate on the Corruption Prevention Act, as the Prime Minister at the moment, you are in front of the court trying to struck out Section 5, Section 14, subsection 5 of the Corruption Prevention Act, which establish illicit enrichment. You, Prime Minister, who passed the Integrity Commission Act, as the government who passed it, is of the view that it is unconstitutional, buffoonery and backwards, Prime Minister, the after fact of the workings of the act after its implementation. You think that the law was about the youth in the ghetto and not about the thieves in Parliament, Prime Minister. But here comes another thief in Dr. Tufton. Who is responsible for murdering rather? Because killing and murdering is two different things. Murdering 15,000 of us for the last 9 years Dr. Tufton has been murdering 15,000 of us on an annual basis. That's industrialization in murder. That's industrialization. You know why it is? Because Dr. Tufton himself has put himself in the position to benefit from the industrialization of killing. Is it not? Dr. Tufton, isn't he aligned to people or have shares or part ownership in funeral parlors? So the industrialization of murder by the National Health Service in Jamaica, Dr. Tufton, who is positioning to be the next leader of the Jamaica Labour Party and could be a next prime minister for your country, that is what you have approaching, because Andrew Holness is on his way out. It's written in the stars, Andrew Holness. You see it, the whole world see it, labor rights see it. You flipping and dodging not to call the election, it certainly won't buy you any time, Prime Minister. It's only going to make throwing you up against the wall a bit more brutal when we all see the flurry of the dictator. Your leadership has been disgraceful, Andrew Holness. It has been mobbed by scandals, corruption, and blatant stealing of the poor people's purse. Do the decent thing. We do not expect you to resign at this point, because it really, Prime Minister, wouldn't give anything of a joy to anyone. What you ought to do is do the decent thing and call the election, because this is what people don't understand. You are violating our constitutional norm at the moment by taking a general election down to the wire, which we have never had before. We generally call them constitutionally when it's beneficial for us as the government or the party to win. Why then delay, Prime Minister? If your third term is secure, why then delay calling the election? School soon close. We can go into full swing of campaign, even though the campaign is on. But do the decent thing. Put the Jamaica Labour Party and the country out of the misery. Let the country, Prime Minister, get back on a direction. At this moment, we are in the wilderness. Where you are taking us, Prime Minister, it's only if we decide to follow you, which isn't a good idea as it is seen to be now. That's the only way we will know. And because I don't decide to follow you, I don't want to know, and I'm not going to know. But what I do know, Prime Minister, your direction does not serve the interests of us, the people. Doesn't serve our interests one bit at all. So, to hell with you and your scandal, Prime Minister. Call the election. Take the beating. Call the election. If we can get this in a studio for the KFC lover them quickly. Call the election. Take the beating. And go on. Y'all go off rich. You're going off in the sunshine. You're going off and you're going to get big pension where PJ cook up for the whole, you know? You know, sometimes I talk, my teeth pain me, the galang in your pain me, if I ear I get in there, whatever. Let me see if we can bring up this David Icke video for all of you KFC nyamas. You all who were fighting, cussing, wallowing, and disgracing each other, literally, over high cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure, inflammation, stress, and anxiety is what we were fighting over. Jamaica's most disgraceful. And let me say, when I came to this country, late 90s, David Icke was quite a young man then, was being ridiculed by the government and by society. He's mad. He's an illusionist. He's what's him call it? Conspiracy theorist and all. And I've always paid attention to David Icke. I have always paid attention to David Icke. And some of the things that David Icke has been saying for decades, we are seeing them in front of our very eyes at the moment. But we were made to think that David Icke is a conspiracy theorist, he's mad, he's this, he's everything. And for you KFC lovers, maybe this would be important information for you.
If I told you that KFC chicken isn't what you think it is? No joke. What you're eating has been engineered never to rot. Check out this experiment that's been making the rounds online. Someone buys a piece of KFC fried chicken and leaves it out of the fridge 24 hours at room temperature, untouched. And what happens next? Nothing. Literally nothing. The chicken looks the same. No bad smell, no mold, no signs of decay. It's as if time doesn't affect it. Does that seem normal to you? Because it's not. When you look into the actual ingredients, you'll find a list of chemicals you can't even pronounce. Preservatives, stabilizers, flavor enhancers, all crafted to make it last longer and look appealing, even if it's far from natural. The breadcrumb coating isn't just bread, and the meat isn't just chicken. You're chewing on a concoction designed to resist time, not to nourish your body. And here's the creepy part. If a piece of chicken doesn't rot like real food, is it really food at all? Comment, wake up, if you want me to keep exposing the truth they're hiding right in front of our eyes.
Well, it said your chicken nuggets are also grind up young babies as well, so they say. I don't know. But I could go about my business. I feel my mouth can't pain me. But prepare yourself for high gas and oil prices if we get it. Because Iran would be bloody stupid if they don't close off the Hamas region. They'd be terrible stupid if they don't do. They should sabotage the West in any way possible they can. Bring Europe to it. And let me say to the tail of the dog, in Jamaica, we have what we call thumper-tail dog. So a dog does not really need its tail. Case Starmer. Case Starmer. Britain. Once not so great Britain. Once not so great Britain is but the tail of the American bulldog. The tail that Britain is, Case Starmer, does not wag without the dog America wagging it. A dog, though, Britain, as we see in Jamaica with thumper-tail dogs, can do without them tail. Go and fuck with Russia. Go and fuck with Russia. You don't have enough soldier to fill a football stadium. Your military asset Britain is depleted, go on fuck with Russia today. A dog doesn't need its tail. And let me remind you, Britain, remember in World War II, America didn't won the war for you all. Russia, Russia was the one who continued to pound Hitler in order to save Britain, to save France. It was Russia who saved Europe. What did America do? All the powers then were within Europe. The imperial power of Britain, Germany, Spain, and France. The wicked Catholic them apart with this singing and the knives. The powers, the imperial powers then were in Europe. What America cleverly did then is stood aside, because America could have come in and stopped it from a much earlier standpoint. The Americans waited until the powers of Europe were toppled, until Germany battered out the whole of them, barring Russia, who no one can contain. That must be said. Barring Russia, then the Americans came in and finished off Germany. And then the agreement, what you hear is called the world order. It's an agreement between the winners of the war of World War II, which was Britain and Russia. Only that, not Britain and Russia, sorry, America and Russia. The gentleman agreement is that we as winners of the war organize how we want to govern our territory of the world. Russia was not interested in more than the Soviet bloc, while America takes on the global hegemon, because the rest of Europe becomes America poodle, because economically and military they have fallen. So the only power that America has to contend with in the world then is Russia, because the power of Russia has never been broken by neither World War I or II. So America now breaks that agreement by wanting to keep when they created their NATO, their North American alliance. That's where America start to push to take on more of Russia's territory. Russia was to control its Soviet bloc after World War II without America's interference, and America was to control the rest of the global world that it can without Russia interfering. That was the world order. Then, after World War II, it's the Americans that has never kept to it. It is the Americans that keep on with the imperial agenda, that keep on advancing on other people's territory, that keeps breaking other emerging economy, that wants a military base in your country or next to Russia or China so I can have them contained. America must fall. The world cannot move forward with America. America is the devastation and the destruction on this planet. With an America, the world cannot move forward. Remove America out of the equation, this world will see meaningful development. America has gotten its chance, and has used it to enhance barbarity. Let China, Russia, and Iran and Africa takes the world forward in meaningful, human, cohesive, and social development. America, Britain, the West, you have failed. You hungry, eating potato tyrants. You feed on your own flesh tyrants. Your empires have failed. Look at you, America. Your empire started in your global hegemony, America, started in 1945. Look at you today, America, 2025. Look at you, 1945 to 2025. And it's because of brutality why you couldn't enhance. You have fell behind. Those who used to buy your garbages and recycle them has become the major global economy. China cannot be stopped, America. I've argued this unsuccessfully at university where everybody think I'm mad. I'm going to reiterate this morning. All countries must pursue a nuclear weapon ambition if your interest is to pursue development, then you must pursue nuclear. It is the reason why America will not and will never invade North Korea. It is why the Chinese economy has been allowed to pass the American economy, because you cannot invade a nuclear country. It is why they will never have a direct confrontation with Russia. They will sacrifice the blood of the stupid Ukrainian. If they want to give up their blood, so be it. It's their useless blood. Give it up. America must be demolished. And America is provoking the hastening of this demolition. The sooner, the better. Thank you very much. Cousin Marina, how are you doing? Thank you all very much for being here with us this morning on Global TV. We certainly will return tomorrow. Nothing me I go push my mouth further today. Anytime I talk too much, I feel the pain. So, me I go make my mouth heal, because I go want it to take on Andrew Holness, because the showdown between us and Andrew Holness is coming, you know. You all are aware of that. That the showdown between us and Andrew Holness draw closer and closer every day. But one thing we're not going to do, Prime Minister, is allow you to run around our country and tell your useful lie them and think to say they can work. I don't know what planet you are living on. Why you don't realize that the only way we listen to you is to counteract you. Because there's nothing to learn, Prime Minister. And you ask the dunce. And if dunce can't learn from you, then bright people now go say nothing to learn from you neither. Certainly me not. We don't listen to your things so you're going to say something good. Or we don't listen to your things so we're going to learn anything. We listen to you to break down and explain the lie to the labor rights them will believe it. Because them all won't believe. The foolish them. The literal Prime Minister. One of my cousins almost wanted to take me on the other day on a comment I made on Dr. Mikey Abraham post on, you know, the comment where Andrew makes say we don't need no opposition. And because I said the Prime Minister, don't saw me write it in all caps. My cousin, very brilliant cousin, have an issue with that. I know say I'm as brilliant as him. But there you go. I don't get into social media, got on in with people. As I say, I am a monologue. Me just come, I'm a talk, and if you want to lay down and roll, or if you want to take up stone and throw, it's up to you. And let me say to TikTok, even though you're not there and you're not listening, TikTok cannot restrict. You see, TikTok have everybody talking about skewed up with. Unalive, no, the word is killing. M word, no, the word is murder. R word or grape, no, the word is rape. SA, no, the word is sexual assault. Now, TikTok, who does not pay me, or I don't earn a living from TikTok, cannot stifle my fucking democracy. I will not allow that. Because even YouTube, who is paying me, do not stifle my democracy and my free speech the way TikTok from the East, who doesn't remember it's operating in a so-called, we can say whatever we fucking well want to say. TikTok will not be able to muzzle me and allow me to speak a skewed up version of the English language. I shan't be doing that. I will not be doing that because YouTube, who I get a salary from, does not ask me to curtail my tongue, barring what they don't want you to say about Bill Gates and vaccine. You see, you will not muzzle me there because you don't pay me. And even if you did pay me TikTok, I would have tell you, fuck you. All right? Thank you all for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. Lovely to have your support as always. Join us back tomorrow morning where we will continue to hold government to account and to keep you, the people, in the know. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV. I'm hungry enough. I don't know if I'm and I don't eat. I'm very hungry. But my friend come from Jamaica Friday and me get an East Indian. So I'm going to have a go at me East Indian now.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is all dead. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat and not press the poor. Make up what I sing to. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see? Did they then can sell out Rasta and sell it out? I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone and it brings a bad feeling to all wicked men. Make him a throw and stone, and it brings a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta. I sell a house, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the front. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.